Welcome to the Top 10 Garden Show with Ken Lain. Listen to Ken's tips, tricks, and garden shortcuts guaranteed to make your gardens more beautiful than ever this year. Now, welcome your host, Ken Lain.
So every week I write a garden column and the newspaper picks it up, the digital newspaper. It's pretty famous throughout Arizona. It's called The Mountain Gardener. I do a radio show, of course, you're tuned in, the podcast. But mainly the insider scoop is those folks that really want to belong, want to know what's really going on. That garden column I write, I give it to the newspapers and they mute it down. I put backlinks where to go get more, where to buy online, where to get more. If you like this, here's some more information. You can expand that knowledge if you want. You can go down the rabbit hole wherever far you want. But a newspaper, they just want black and white. They don't want embedded links. Even on their digital copy, they don't do that. And so they dumb it down and they even change the photo. They get the photo wrong sometimes. I'll give them a photo. Here's a desert willow in full bloom, and here's a write-up on where it grows and how to grow it best. And then they'll change it, put a chase tree or some other crazy thing. Anyway, bothers me, but I'm not in control. My editor is. Thank you very much. Been doing that for years, and that's generally they're pretty good. So I keep doing it. But mainly the reason I'm writing that column is for you, my customers, my core folks, the folks that come shop here at Waters Garden Center. We ask you if you want to belong, or if you're part of, we don't ask you if you want to go. Are you part of the garden club? Let's make sure you're in. And then I write the column on Mondays. I put it through my personal editors, and then they clean it up, add a few pictures, that kind of stuff, and they send it out the following Friday or Saturday. And so every week I've been doing that for 20 years. And so it's if that's of interest, sign up or ask next time you're in, say, hey, Ken said I should belong to the garden club. I don't get his newsletter. Where is that? And so ask for it. It is not something regurgitated from Google. Google will dumb you up. They'll confuse you. You don't know which one to go with. AI is helping a little bit, but even then you get some harebrained suggestions. This is from my gardens to my desktop to your email, just like that. And so or I guess you can go online anymore. You got a blog. So we store everything on watersgardencenter.com under blog, like everyone else. There's now over 30,000 pages. I should make a book out of this, but right now I got a report card. You're over 30,000 pages on your website because you've been writing so many columns for so many years that it just adds up. What is that? 10 years worth of stuff? That's crazy. No, more than that. That's videos and everything else. Okay. The number one thing that people ask about or confused about, or I'm trying to simplify, are the trees. Which trees are best? So right now there's a wave of customers coming in. I just helped the Lions Club. They were going, okay, we're supporting first responders and teachers. We're putting up 6 houses for them. We're reducing the income or the subsidizing the rent because this is valuable. I love the heart of Lions. You guys are awesome. You're making you guys and gals. I know that gals don't email me going, hey, women are part of this too. I know, my bad. I'm so old. So you guys and gals, Lions, are making a difference. And so I'll help you. You buy a tree, we'll donate a tree, 50-50. We'll just make this thing happen because this is important. And so they've got tiny yards, but they want a tree in front of each yard that will help shade. And they're all in a row. And okay, this could be tricky. What do we do? But why not make them look like gingerbread or cookie cutter, or just kind of what's a theme throughout that subdivision? And we chose aspens. We're thinking of multi-stemmed aspen because it's very tight. They can't spread out much. You can't put a sycamore out there and just be solid canopy. You wouldn't see the houses. The canopy would be so huge. And so we chose aspens. So now they can get up, 30, 50 feet tall. They'll be, 15 feet wide. And if you get 6 of them in a row, you've got some serious shade. And they're beautiful. They've got that nice trembling leaf in the growing season. They got beautiful aspen gold color in the fall, and they get that white bark in the summer. It's a great tree for a patio. If you go to back, or I use it on the west wall of my house. I need some shade. But those property lines, that's where my west side's on the property line. I can't bleed out into my neighbors and irritate them. I'm trying to keep it on my side as best I can. We're cordial. You're cordial because, you appreciate each other's space. And so I grew aspens in a row, 3 of them. and it shades that west side that just roasts the master bedroom, the master bath, the guest bath, and 2 guest rooms. It just roasts them. Well, now it's cooler. Reduces my air conditioning bill. It actually shades my AC unit, that outdoor compressor. If you can shade that, you'll reduce your electricity bill by 20% just by shading that condenser instead of having it out there in full sun. Some simple things, trees make a difference. And so birch would be another good choice for that shaded. I want a smaller tree that's not as aggressive as maybe a cottonwood or a willow, but I want it to grow fast and be tight, be tall, but not so sprawling. Great choice. I'd say number one seller by far, no questions asked, maples. And not just any maple. This is one where there's probably 100 or more varieties of maples. At this elevation, you want a certain variety because we get so much wind early on when those leaves are just forming. We get a lot of leaf tatter. You folks in the Midwest, you love your Acer rebrums or red maples. Well, that grows here, and you'll see it at the box stores or you see it around, but I'm not going to sell it because it looks so beat up and tattered that it's just not a good tree for here. Yeah, once it's mature and big, it's great, but the first 10 years, it looks terrible. There's so many better choices. Let me help you. So I created a Prescott Blaze maple. It looks very similar to the red maple you folks in the Midwest are used to, but it grows faster. It's the first tree to turn bright red. I mean, we're talking serious, like intense red color, like you want from the Midwest. It's that. Now it gets a bad rap. If you do your internet search, it says, oh no, don't plant this when the ice storms will take it out. Well, we don't get ice storms here. Oh, it's got a certain locust that comes out every 7 years and strips it. Well, we don't have those here. We're not in the Midwest anymore. It's a great tree where it's drier, windier, and doesn't get ice storms. It's probably the preferred one. And so it's a beautiful tree up to about 35 feet tall, 15, 20 feet wide. It's like the perfect shade tree. It's not aggressive with the roots, doesn't lift up your foundation. When you put a cottonwood out there, it'll lift the house off the foundations. It's so aggressive. You have huge roots. So you got to be careful. Another name for that tree is widowmaker. Is in a windstorm, as it gets larger, the branches break off in the wind and they can kill you if you're walking underneath it. Personal experience, not that I died, but I just walked underneath a very large, we raised our family in Skull Valley. Skull Valley is famous for their ginormous cottonwoods. The cottonwoods are growing right into the water table. They're amazing, magnificent. But I learned, don't walk underneath them when it's windy out, because I just walked underneath down the driveway. And just right after I walked out, I'm like you just walked back there, this huge limb just crashing down right where I was. And it would have not been pretty. So I just respect things. So bigger the trees, the softer the branches. I'd say willows can do that. You know, they're always dropping things. So I would say I'm not a fan. I do sell a lot of them. I've got both globe willow and weeping willows, but I think there might be better choices, definitely better choices. Sycamores, very popular. Lots of subdivisions have sycamores. Has a maple leaf. It's a fast-growing, sturdy, strong tree. Has interesting bark to it. The only negative I find with that one, I wouldn't plant it in my yard. I do sell a lot of them. I think the maple's better, but the sycamores they grow fast. And you can buy them affordably. So that's why they're in subdivisions. And you buy, I need 100 of them for my subdivision. Boom, they put them in and they save $10 a tree. But they don't have good fall color. They get this little ball on them, this little star-shaped ball about the size of a golf ball that hang on the tree forever. And then they pollute and they just drop things continually. So they don't drop their leaves in fall all at once. They do it over a 3-month span through winter. Well, I want fall color. And then I want you to drop all your leaves. Then I want to rake them up and I want to call it all good. I don't want to be raking up your leaves for the next 3 months. That just work. So there's better choices. I would say ash trees, great choice. There's the native ash, Arizona ash, Modesto ash, a native one from New Mexico and California. You got the the Raywood ash, beautiful purple. Golden locust, great locust tree. A purple robe locust. There's so many choices. That's one you want to come in and kind of walk down the lines and hand pick the tree that's best for your yard. Go native with Water's locally grown selection of overachievers.
Water's hand-selected native plants and cactus are famous for continual blooms, natural beauty, and low care.
You can do this. A stunning backyard with less water and even less work. And Water's can help.
Go native with Water's selection of overachieving native plants from Water's Garden Center, 1815 Iron Springs Road in Prescott.
Shop Water's native plants in store or online at watersgardencenter.com.
You're listening to garden expert Ken Lain. He can be found throughout the week at Water's Garden Center in Prescott. Thanks for tuning in to the Top 10 Garden Show.